was being helpful. Hi, everyone.
Hi. It's Thursday. It is October
8th.
It's October 8th. It's Thursday. It's the Knockem Comedy Radio Show coming at you live from Governor's Comedy Club, the legendary Governor's Comedy Club, right here in Levittown. Govs Radio. GovsRadio.com is the website. Govs Comedy Club Radio is the Facebook page and YouTube channel. What'd you just do?
I just want to mess around to like for a second to see if I can get the groups that I share to.
Oh. Hope everybody's well. Hope everybody had a great Wednesday. We were off yesterday. Hope everybody's doing good. It's Thursday. It's a beautiful day out here in our neck of the woods.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, GovsRadio.com is the website. And if you have a smart device like a smart TV, an Apple TV, a Roku, a Fire Stick, any of that smart stuff, you can download an app called Boxcast, and then you can watch all the great shows on GovsRadio.com right there on your TV. As our friends Dr. Don Sill and Dr. Ken Pichelle say, we on TV, y'all! My voice is coming back a little bit. And then we have 3 days at the farm this weekend, so my voice will be gone again.
Maybe not 3 days.
Well, true, it's supposed to rain.
Yep.
So we hope everybody's good. Let's see, so I did Govs Radio. All right, let me do the ads while Sallie is sharing. The Knockem Comedy Radio Show is brought to you by Roslyn Social, located in the heart of Roslyn Village at 1363 Old Northern Boulevard. They're open for takeout, curbside pickup, delivery. Their rooftop lounge is open, and they're on your favorite food service apps. Give them a call, 516-801-4963. Say hi to Nick, 516-801-4963. Their famous cocktail and desserts are available to go as well. The Roslyn Social, North Shore's premier rooftop lounge. Please check out their to-go curbside menu. Please support them. As we told you the other day, Nick at 801-4963 just recently donated his kidney to his father. That guy deserves support. He's a good man. Never met him, but I'm telling you he's a good man. So please check out Roslyn Social. The Knockem Comedy Radio Show also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body, who has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction for over 25 years. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Two Eagles Auto Body handles foreign and domestic automobiles and motorcycles using such techniques as state-of-the-art paint spray booths and computer color matching. In the event of an accident, Two Eagles Auto Body has their own tow trucks and will walk you through the process from start to finish. From tow through insurance process to return of your vehicle, they are with you. Please call Two Eagles Auto Body at 516-328-2527. 516-328-2527. Ask for John Rossi. They're located in New Hyde Park, Long Island, baby. The Knockem Comedy Radio Show also brought to you by Bella Vista Pizza.
Bella Vista Pizza.
The best pizza in the land, centrally located on Long Island. The nicest staff, the greatest people, the greatest pizza. 154 Minetto Hill Road in Plainview, Long Island. 516-433-4464. 516-433-4464. Tell them Knockem Comedy sent you. You get a free garlic knot.
Great food. You'll love it.
And, of course, Gina Conjemi Coffin, licensed real estate broker with Signature Premier Properties. 631-495-7696. 631-495-7696. Gina will work so hard for you and sell your house so fast, she will make your
head spin.
Gina Conjemi Coffin, licensed real estate broker. Governor's Comedy Club Radio would like to thank you for choosing Govs Radio to watch during this quarantine, during this crazy year. So now is a great time to show your favorite show and your favorite station some love. Go to teespring.com. Scroll down until you see the search bar. Why the search bar is not up there, right there, I don't know, but you have to scroll down to get it. You type in Govs Radio. And that'll bring you into our store where you can purchase t-shirts, mugs, face masks, and more. You can get your Govs Radio logo on your swag. You can get your favorite show on your swag. And then take a picture of yourself with your swag. Send it to us on Facebook. You get yourself some free passes to Governor's Comedy Club. when they reopen, of course. So please go to Teespring and support Govs Radio. The money from Teespring goes right back into the studio, which we are currently renovating. Should be ready in a few more weeks. Hopefully another 2 weeks tops. Hopefully. We are definitely behind schedule, but for good reasons. But hopefully it'll be worth it. So go to Teespring. We appreciate the support. Go to govsradio.com to check out what we got going on. And go to Govs Radio and go to govs.com. That's the Comedy Club's website, where you can find out their schedule, find out what the latest is that's going on around here. Hopefully they're opening soon. 3 great clubs, 5 fantastic stages, all of them with great comedy shows going on. Govs.com, govsradio.com, teespring.com, and of course, knockemdeadcomedy.com. Find out when we'll be back in action performing our hilarious audience participation, murder mystery shows and game shows and more. Go to knockemdeadcomedy.com. Nice to see everybody. Hope you're all doing well. How's the sharing going?
It's really bad.
All right, so I will talk another minute or two. Please like, love, okay. Share the show to all the pages that you can. Please tell everybody you know about Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show, about all the great shows here at govsradio.com. Please like and share all the shows.
All your groups are like all smashed together, and I have to do it like one at a time.
Sorry. We appreciate the support. As always, please like and share the show. Again, any page you can that won't get you or us in trouble.
Yeah, please.
Tell
please
everybody
help.
you know about us. Maybe just your own personal wall, whatever.
It means a lot.
Yeah, before we get into things, I will mention you know what? Beth Page, Best of Long Island. Here you go. I'm not even paying attention. I've had this with me the whole time.
I saw that the other day.
Did you?
Yeah.
Beth Page Federal Credit Union. They are the ones that put together the Best of Long Island. We appreciate the support there as well. Please vote for Govs Radio for Best Radio Station. Sallie's nominated. I'm nominated. Knockem Dead Comedy's nominated for stuff. Limo Talk is up for Best Podcast. Jam is up for Best Podcast. Our friends Nigel Fullerton, Scott Baker is up for stuff. Anthony Rodia is nominated for stuff. Please take a minute to go to the Best of Long Island page. Just Google Best of Long Island, you'll find it. And please support us and our friends. Lots of friends. Derek is up for stuff, and I said Rodia. Scott Baker is up for stuff. Kelly Baker. Lots of people up for stuff. So please, what?
Nothing.
Oh, so please support us at Best of Long Island. We appreciate it. All right.
Yeah, just start.
All right. So lots to talk about today. I will tell you right off the bat, we may have a special guest calling in on Sallie's phone.
Oh, okay.
So we'll do our best, to hold the phone up to hear so you guys can hear this guest. It is a pretty big deal. It's going to be a major exclusive. And we're very excited about it. I don't want to give too much away in case it doesn't happen, but it does have, I will tell you, it has something to do with the debate last night. I'll tell you that much.
Well, I gave too much away already.
I did?
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying
People
to...
were like, is it Dennis?
I'm trying to clue them in on what does Dennis have to do with the debate?
I don't know, phone calls and stuff. That's what I mean. Like, people, like, it could have been anyone. It could have been anyone. And now, like, everyone who doesn't want to hear politics just left.
Well, we're not going to talk politics. We're not going to talk about politics. So now I'm going another angle. So we're very excited about our hopeful guest that'll be calling in. It's going to be cool. I hope it happens. So we mentioned Governor's Comedy Club. We talking about how we're hopefully opening up soon. My show has been moved to what, November 18th?
Yeah, something like that.
17th or 18th?
Where he does a stand-up. Like, it was, I don't know, it was supposed to be August. Where was it supposed to be originally?
It's supposed to be March.
March, then it went to June, then it went to August, then
well,
it went to September.
It went to April, went to the end of April, went to the beginning of May, went to the end of May, went to June, went to August.
Yeah, they're just doing the best they can.
So now Governors is basically their feeling is nobody's letting us open before election day.
Oh yeah, that's probably smart.
Yeah, and that's not fact. That's just their opinion. So they're trying to schedule stuff for after Labor Day, after Election Day. So hopefully, it better be open by then. If not, something will be happening.
Mm-hmm.
But there was, I'm not going to get into names, but I did read an article this morning. There was one place locally here on Long Island that was shut down by the state liquor authority. Not shut down, but
Have you been to it?
I was there once. But their liquor license was revoked. Because the state liquor authority has been very vigilant here in New York State. They've been showing up everywhere, checking everybody out, and that's why, places because a lot of places are opening and, they're not hosting entertainment. Oh, that's our guest. That's our guest.
Hello, mystery guest.
Hi. I was told by my publicist I needed to give you guys a call.
You might have to hold that closer. Yes. Good morning, sir. You're live on the air right now.
Okay.
Is this who we think it is?
Well, my name is Jeff, and I'm a fly.
So we do have the fly here with us today.
Jeff Goldberg?
I don't know.
No, actually, I get that a lot.
I don't know who Jeff Goldberg is.
Oh, who is it?
No,
Jeff
but I the Goldblum guy.
Goldblum.
Goldblum.
Yeah, it's not. That's not my name. My name is actually Jeff Hairfly, and you'll remember it because it rhymes with hair pie.
What's a hair pie, Mr. Fly?
I don't know. It's what you people like.
Oh. So, all right. So fill us in there, Mr. Fly. How did you get the clearance to get into the debate last night?
Well, you know what? Your name is Tony, yeah?
Correct.
Okay, Tony. It was a performance piece, actually. I don't know if you've ever been to Salt Lake City before, but
I have not.
It's the most boring place ever. It was a performance piece called "Board of the Flies."
Oh, understood.
That's
And
the
well,
title.
you definitely. I personally want to thank you because in this crazy year, and especially lately with the debates and the negativity and that's going around, and the separation between parties and our people in this country. You provided much needed entertainment, much needed smiles on our faces.
Well, I'll tell you, it was actually kind of an accident. What happened was that some Russian gentlemen came up to me. They approached me. Apparently, they have a video of me with some Spanish flies, and they threatened to release it. So, yeah.
Wow. Well, I appreciate your honesty. I'm sure it's not easy to talk about.
No. Normally, I just like to be the fly on the wall, but sometimes you just can't be the fly on the wall.
Right. Well, and to make this even more current, going back prior to this debate, your original claim to fame. Speaking of Spanish flies, is nobody really knows this, but you were the inspiration for the Van Halen song "Spanish Fly."
Oh.
That's true. R.I.P. EVH. I think all of us play guitar a little bit because of Eddie.
Yeah.
All of us picked it up a little bit because of Eddie Van Halen. R.I.P. Eddie.
Did you ever spend any time in Valerie's hair?
Actually, Valerie, kind of a prude.
Really?
I'm the only fly that Mother Pence lets Mikey play with. So that's how all that goes down.
How are you able to stick to his head so well? Now, our friend Tim Saliani said, that it's easy for flies to stick to shit. So was that the case, or?
Okay, that's really unfair. That's fair. It really is. I got to be honest. I just saw an opportunity to go somewhere where nobody would really care that I was there.
Right.
I probably would have been killed anywhere else at that moment.
Understood.
But he has no feeling in his head.
Oh, Saliani or Pence? Or both? Both. Yes, both. Were you worried about catching corona on or pink eye, which he supposedly had last night?
No. It's funny. I'm cured of that. I went in on some real experimental feces at the Salt Lake City General Hospital, and I'm cured.
Wow. Now, is this something that will be shared with the rest of the world, or is this just for flies?
Well, I was trying to help out Mikey there because, let's face it, he is just like one person away from contracting it himself.
Right.
So.
Right.
Yeah.
So how does it feel? I mean, to be an instant celebrity like this. I mean, according to Joey Cola, he posted today that he's hearing rumors that you've already been booked on Dancing with the Stars, The Bachelor, and the Real Houseflies.
You know what? Those we're talking. I really can't comment on any of that. My agent would have a lot more information about that. My publicist as well. But listen, I hate to do this, guys. I really got to go. I do have a lot of other things. There's a bagel store I have to go throw a rant in real quick.
Oh, understood. Well, I hope you get yourself something good to eat while you're there.
Oh, I probably will, but I want everybody to know that I don't enjoy fishing. I know a lot of people say it, but I don't. So
good
I just
to know.
want to get that out of the way.
Thank you for clearing that up. And please, once the station is opened up again, please fly in and hang out with us. Don't forget us as your star starts to rise and you get your movie deals, and of course your spread in Playfly. So
but you know what, Tony? I'll probably be dead before that studio's ready.
I think that might be the case here.
I only have a few more weeks. So.
I hope nobody steps on you before then. But we appreciate your time, Mr. Fly. We were thrilled that we were able to get you on today. I'm sure you're a busy guy, so thank you for taking the time.
Thank you, guys. We on TV.
Thank you, Mr. Fly. Have a great day.
Bye.
Well, there you go. I told you we had an exclusive today. I'm thrilled that he made the time for us. Because I am sure he's super busy now.
What was the deal with that? Like, I couldn't, so we're watching, if those of you didn't watch the debate or you lived under a rock this morning on Facebook, I don't know, halfway through the debate, maybe a little bit more towards the end, all of a sudden a fly lands on Pence's head. And so I'm like this. And Tony immediately starts cracking up. Like, it was the funniest thing. He's like, ah! And then so we just figured it would, eventually leave. I'm like, is it like his legs stuck in his hair? Like,
This thing didn't move for 2 minutes.
Like, the people who are in charge of Pence's debate were probably like, what do you do? Like, how do you do sign language? Like, you have a fly on your head.
This thing was a gift from God. The way this year has gone, all the craziness, all the separation, all the fighting, the much needed comic relief right there. Personally, I think it was Ruth Bader Ginsburg, excuse me. Or maybe Robin Williams, I don't know. But I just thought it was the funniest thing and much needed. Much needed after last week's embarrassing debate.
Yeah, I was sick to my stomach watching last week's debate. Like, this at least, I didn't have stomach pain.
Yeah, there were a couple of moments, but it was nothing like last week. But still, just much needed, and I just thought it was hilarious. Although I think if I was Pence, I'd have an issue with the moderator. I mean, you can't expect Harris to tell him because they're the ones going after the spot. But you would think the moderator would at least be like.
Yeah, but maybe she couldn't see because it was far away. Like, we had the camera right on his face.
I'm sure she had monitors around her.
She's far away.
She had monitors around her.
I would not tell him. I don't know.
Oh man, that was funny though. That was funny.
I know. And you thought the questions were more like Democratic. You kind of felt like Pence might not have gotten a fair shake.
I don't really want to get into the whole thing and get into politics and all, but yeah, I did feel that the questions were favored towards her.
Yeah.
I did.
But I didn't feel bad about that. Once he kept interrupting her and taking an extra 15 seconds to finish his, whatever statement he was making, then I didn't feel so bad about it. Like, if he was just polite, I probably would have felt bad for him.
Other than that, because he did that more than Harris. He was taking a lot more time than he was given.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, I thought they both did a decent job.
Yeah, I totally agree. Filippo guessed it was Andy Plagianos.
Thank you, Andy Plagianos, as always, for being a big part of our shows here. That was hilarious, in my opinion. I thought that was great. Andy, he didn't know what the questions would be. It was just me asking him, hey, call in this morning as the fly. Right. And he, of course, immediately jumped on it and said yes.
Right.
And that's all we had planned. So he handled my bad questions beautifully, as always. He's so funny. Love Andy Plagianos.
Andy's like, I was away from my computer. What did I miss?
Rich Rader was saying that's got to be a fruit fly. He said Jeff Goldblum is teabagging Mike Pence.
That was my favorite.
Joe DeJesu actually had a good one.
Yeah, he had a few.
He wrote, "Is this debate? Did this debate bug anyone?" But
he had a couple other ones.
Weekly World News posted, Putin hails fly spy who fed intelligence to vice presidential debate participant. I thought that was
I
good.
saw one, Sandy LaPel posted it first. I saw it a few times, but she was the first one I saw, and it was Mr. Miyagi trying to catch the fly with his chopsticks.
But all right, so you had the fly, which is making more news than anything this morning, which I'm thrilled about. Let's get away from the politics for a while. We've been, there's been rioting, there's been protests, there's been, racial divide, there's been COVID. I'm thrilled that today's news is just a fly. But now the other thing is too, what the hell was the noise? Was that a dog barking? Was that somebody coughing? What the hell was that noise?
Oh yeah, I thought it was a dog barking.
I thought it was a dog at first too.
Like at first I thought it was just like a chair. Like I thought it was like, the sound of like a squeaky chair.
Woof!
Yeah. Here, do it. Ready?
Woof!
Yeah.
You do that some more. I didn't get it. Do it again.
You just want to see my boobs move.
Yeah.
No. But then I was like, oh, it's a dog. But why would a dog be?
Could be a service dog.
What the noise that bothered me the most, and seriously, I'm not picking on one or the other because I don't like that. But pens, if your nose doesn't work, breathe out of your mouth.
No,
you
can't
notice
do that.
that.
I did. Well, that's the thing. There are some rumors this morning saying that he was sick. Some people saying he had pink eye.
I don't think he's a nose breather. His nose is so little.
But you can't breathe through your mouth because then you look like an idiot.
But then you have to yeah, I see that point. But I don't know. It was just. But that.
Well, he should have backed away, or he should have just backed away or something when he could.
That drove me crazy.
Really? Was that bad for you?
Well, you know what? I think I'm sensitive to that because I spend a lot of time thinking about microphones, either for you with your murder mysteries, because when they do the murder mysteries, the mouth speaker is right there. Yeah, it drives me crazy. Like someone would be singing a song on one side of the room, and you hear that, and it was always Sal.
It was always Sal. Sal always denied it.
And Sal was like, "No."
Oh, sometimes Eric too. If Eric had something, if he did a lot of jumping around, he was having heart attacks.
But Eric was good at pulling it away from his face, and Sal was half the time.
And when he's usually good at bringing something closer to his face.
Yes, but that didn't make noise. Just a lot of liquid.
But was it a dog? I don't think it was a dog. It was somebody coughing
in his nose.
No, the noise. I'm going the noise. It wasn't a dog barking.
I think it was a dog.
I think it was somebody coughing.
No, really. It didn't sound like that.
It kind of did.
I don't know. Does anyone know the answer to that?
Yeah, you guys know what's going on?
I mean, they analyzed everything else. Did anyone else say, what the heck was that noise?
And I thought that was funny too, by the way. Like, you know, like he's like the debate was held in somebody's kitchen or something, and all of a sudden there's a dog barking. I thought that was really funny.
Tess said that Kamala has a creepy, demonic smile. Oh, just a smile. No. Demonic.
She did come across a little bitchy and feisty.
She was probably ready for it though. Like,
I
shut
think
the fuck up.
but I think she was too ready. Like she jumped on him the very first time he interrupted her. She was
Yeah.
like, "Excuse me, I'm speaking. Thank you." Like she didn't even give him She didn't even give him one shot. Excuse me, sir. Please. You know, I'm sorry, sir. If you don't mind, please. Like she didn't even give him one shot.
No, not at all. You're right.
She jumped right on.
Yeah, you're right. But the person who's in charge of it should have. The person who, Jesus, Kevin.
The moderator.
The moderator. Yeah, I should. But the moderator, you know, she should have been like, "Hey, psst." Like no more like, Mr. Vice President, Mr. Ryan, like, hey.
She did a better job than Wallace, although she didn't have to deal with what Wallace had to deal with, but still.
I would have like had like his microphone like button. I would have been like this. I would have been like, give me a reason. I would have done that.
You're not his mother.
Well, you're acting like children.
You gotta do it with the other phones. Yeah,
if you're acting like a child, then you get talked to like a child. You want to be an adult and shut the fuck up when you're supposed to, then we don't have to talk.
All right. Oh, hi, Mark White. He says, a few more weeks, what are you guys renovating? A space station? The problem is Mike O'Toole, our tech guy and host of The Wort here on Monday nights, he has a full-time job. So he can't get in here every day. So that's kind of... He got a late start. We had some internal issues during the summer. So that got a late start on things. And now Mike, he's a teacher. So he can't get in here. Plus he has kids. So it's not like on every Saturday and Sunday he can just stroll in here whenever he feels like. He has a life. So but we're hoping... I know every time I talk about it, I say another week or two. But, I mean, the microphones are up. Just about everything is hooked up. I think Mike just needs one more day in here.
Probably two.
I was going to say one more day to just get the equipment hooked up.
Yeah.
And then one more day just to do a couple other things.
Right.
And so then we can probably get started. All the decorating we can do around the shows, I think. So that's the story here with that. Joe Staz is here. See, Carol Miner thinks it's amazing that we got the fly. We got the exclusive. Judy Brandt says hi. Captain Jack. Greg DiFilippo. Pamela's.
Carol put the picture that I was talking about with Miyagi trying to catch the fly.
Greg DiFilippo. Pamela sprayed yard guard on her head. That's the reason why the fly didn't land on her. Everybody's saying hi to each other.
Hey, Nikki.
Yep, and Chef Felix, Tim Saliani. Hard to feel anything when you have Lego person hair. Joan Krupe Asher never saw the fly because she was just listening. Joan, you missed the best part.
Oh, that was really funny. You missed a really good part. Oh, if you were just listening and all you heard was his nose breathing.
I thought your liberal trash boats weren't going to talk about politics. Yeah, trash boats? I've never heard that one. Trash boats. And who are you to talk? You got banned, Mark White.
Yeah, we didn't get
Mark
banned.
White, Facebook said, you shut up, Mark White, and they banned him. And Mark said, yo, but I'm from the Spin Doctors. And they said, up yours, Spin Doctors. You're banned.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah. Pence's breathing was the last gasping breaths of a once credible democracy. Whoa!
Wait, who said that? Wait, say it
Tim
again.
Saliani said that.
Say it again.
Pence was the last gasping breaths of a once credible democracy. Greg DiFilippo says Harris got famous for blowing somebody. Wow. I didn't know that.
Well, that's nice of her.
Who was the lucky guy?
Yeah. It just means she's kind and thoughtful.
Andy Plagano says, I thought of my daughter sneezing upstairs. He sounded like Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Jeff Bosey's watching. Didn't sound like a dog, sounded like a cough, says Joan. Oh, okay.
All right.
Oh, goodness. Oh, Greg. Who really cares about noises and flies? What are they going to do to our country and policies is what's important, dudes. Yes, Felix, that is what's important. But like I said, in this crazy year and all this craziness, I think the flies and the noise was a much needed relief. And plus, what's the point? What's the point of a vice president debate anyway? Both of them, all they do.
No, it's a big deal this year because, the two guys running are like 190 years old.
Well, exactly. But all they did, you had Pence in there, President Trump says this, and President Trump is going to do that, and President Trump. And then you have Harris. Joe Biden said, and I talked to Joe about this, and Joe's going to... They were just an infomercial for the guys that they're running under. They didn't talk about they rarely talk about their own opinions.
She did. She talked about a little bit.
She gave her job resume like 5 times.
Yeah.
Taz is saying hi to everybody. I
thought it was interesting, stuff she does.
She has
blowjobs.
Carol Miner said she has to be bitchy and feisty. Otherwise, they will take it and run with it. They agreed to the terms. He needed to stop when he needed to.
Yeah, I hate that. It's not just him. He actually was better at it than, a lot of people. But
hey!
Just shut up,
Oh, never mind.
Oh, your mommy's watching.
Hello, Mama.
Good thing I just said blowjob.
Hello, says Chris Smith, who is, I think, Taz's mother or father. We're not really sure.
Yeah, we'll never understand that. We'll need pictures and diagrams.
Yeah. Yes. See, Joan, when I read your comment, Joan, that's what I said hey to, until I realized that you weren't talking about us. Because Joan said the fly and the noises is what happens today when they ain't got nothing. So I thought she was talking about us, and I was about to yell at her.
Oh, you almost got your feelings
But she wasn't talking about us.
Okay.
Trump does that breathing thing at times, too. Mark White.
Don Sill's watching.
Oh, is he? Hey, Don Sill. Dude, you missed the exclusive interview with the fly. Oh, he's telling that to Andy. Go back, please share our show and like our show and tell everybody that we had the exclusive with the fly. It'll be available on the replay. Mark White told Facebook to go fuck themselves on Twitter, and I'm back, so kiss my White Castle ass. Well, I guess he can say my White Castle ass because his last name is White. Because his ass isn't white.
No.
But it's a white ass because his last name is White.
Right.
Was that like your nickname, White Castle? Did they ever call you that? Hey, here comes White Castle. White Castle in the house.
No.
Well, he said it. Kiss my White Castle ass. See, now you're just going to get in trouble again, Mark. Kim Hansine is watching. Maybe the spin doctors will be the ones to come up with the cure for all of this. Oh, that's a good one, says Andrew Fremder.
Hey, Andrew Fremder. I said Flumder.
You did.
Flumder.
What's important for the VP debate? Kamala's going to be president if Biden wins. Yeah, well, both of them. I mean, Trump is, 74? Biden's, 77, 78? I'm sorry, but if I'm that old, man, I don't want to be president.
I feel old now. Like, I'm in my 50s. I'm like, right now, I'm like, really, do I really feel like doing this? Like, I'll be, like, looking at my garden, and, like, 10 years ago, I was like, oh, I'm going to grow this, and I'm going to grow that. And I'm like, can I just buy basil? So I can't even imagine trying to run the country.
Did anyone catch when Harris echoed, that is a great segue to the next topic? No, that wasn't Harris that said that. How does she know what the next topic is? They said no one knows the topic's question to be asked. Sounds like Pence has been...
No, the moderator said that.
Yeah, the moderator said that.
She said that twice. She was like, oh, again, you're good at going into the next segue or something. But anyway, hi, Joe.
All right, so nobody answered the question. Does anybody know what the noise was? Was it a dog bark? Was it coughing? Did it come out today where the coughing came from? It was kind of weird. All right. But, so anyway, I was getting into, before we got our exclusive call from The Fly, I was talking about how a bar owner here on Long Island, right here in Nassau County, spoke out to the press about, because we talk regularly in here because Governors is shut down by the governor. Governor's been shut down by the governor.
I know, you'd think he'd
Not
be
themselves.
like nice to us just because we named it after him.
Yeah. In the
We
state,
should change the name to Governor Cuomo and then maybe
change
have
it.
open
Yeah,
us.
just call it Cuomo's.
Yeah.
Cuomo's Comedy Club. See that?
Why
Triple
don't we do
C.
that?
Triple C. Cuomo's Comedy Club.
My dad, he's like one of 6 kids, and they wanted a dog so badly. Like this is like back in the day, and they got this dog, and all the kids got together, and they told their mother that they found the dog, and the dog's name was Peggy, which is my grandmother's name, and that's the reason why she got to keep the dog.
Where did they find this dog from?
He didn't tell me that.
They just stole
They
it.
just stole a dog. No, I think they like found a dog and they're like, what are we gonna do? We want to like keep this dog. Let's change the dog's name to Peggy, and it works. So, Governor Cuomo's Comedy Club.
That's too long.
Why?
Just get rid of-
do it. Just do it until he like takes the
Get
ban
rid of the
away.
governor part. Just call it Cuomo's Comedy Club. Triple C.
But then it might be disrespectful.
C is for cookie. That's good enough for me.
Anyway, what'd they do to this place?
So the state liquor authority has been vigilant. They're going around checking out all these places, making sure they're obeying the rules and shutting places down like crazy. So this bar received 3 violations.
Oh boy.
They showed up, gave the owner 3 violations, and didn't go into detail what the violations were for. This guy didn't find out till later what his violations were, and one of them was that he was way over his capacity, which he strongly denies. He's saying that was just not the case.
Okay.
And what he didn't know, which I found interesting, was that capacity for your club is not just the amount of people in your club. It also includes any area that's within 100 feet of your bar, of your establishment. So you might not own the parking lot that your bar is in, but you're responsible if you're only allowed 50 people in your bar,
Okay.
and you have another 30 people or even 10 people outside in the parking lot, you're in violation.
Yeah, but
But that's ridiculous.
no, it isn't ridiculous.
Sure
Like,
it is.
It isn't.
It is.
All right, move on.
Oh, stop. Why?
Because you're responsible if they're like standing out there and they're like your customers. The whole goal is to keep people safe.
But what if they're not your customers?
They're saying that it is their customers. They're not talking about people walking by.
This particular bar is in a strip mall. It's a one building that has a few different places, whether they're stores or offices, there. And they probably don't even own their parking lot. It's probably the landlord.
But if the people are standing outside the place, because we'll stand outside of Governor sometimes after a show and we were open, but we were really good about it. Like there'll be like a little pocket here and a little pocket there. If it was like a big mass of customers, then what's the point of separate everyone at their table inside and keeping everyone safe? The whole idea is to keep people safe.
But how do you know that? But my point is, how do you know they're customers? Any parking lot, like here at Governor's, there's a high school.
Sounds like you're trying to get away with something. Like it's not my customer. I know he had an entire meal there, and he's standing outside.
Oh, but now no, you're adding to it. I didn't say anything about.
I didn't say you said anything about it. But if he got a violation, then it's probably like that tequila Mexican place that we by Carvel's that we drive past to like go on the Montauk Parkway that have so many people outside and they're busy all the time.
Oh yeah.
Like they're responsible for them. Like we're trying to keep
that's different. That's completely
that's
different.
That's what I'm envisioning. We're keeping.
That's different.
We're trying to keep the community safe.
No, you're talking about a place that opened up their parking lot and set up tables and chairs and they're eating out there.
Right.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about people that are just hanging out.
Why are they hanging out there? Just to like socialize?
Well, that's what I'm saying. These people, maybe it's somebody waiting for an Uber. Maybe it's somebody from another building in this strip mall that's standing there on their phone before they get in their car. You said, maybe they finished eating from the bar. I'm not even talking about that. These might be people that didn't even leave, that didn't even come from the bar. Like Governor's, for example. There's a high school.
You don't know that.
There's a high school right next door. So if these kids from the high school now gather out here because they're hanging out after school, Governors is responsible for that?
Yeah, I would go outside and be like, hey, kids, don't stand so close. We're trying to keep the community
What are you,
safe.
Sting?
I don't even know what that means.
Don't stand so close to me. You know the song, sing it. What's with the I'm gonna kick your ass face?
I'm just saying that if they got a violation, it may be more than people just walking by on their cell phone. You don't know that isn't true. That they came out of the restaurant and they stood there. And as an owner, if I was worried about my restaurant, I've worked in 1,000 restaurants, I would walk outside the door and be like, hey, can you move on? We're trying to, if it's like, let me finish. If it's like 4 people inside that can't stand next to each other, don't do it outside my place. I don't want to get in trouble. I want to keep the community safe.
But that you just said it. You don't know. You don't know where
either.
You don't know where these people came from.
But obviously someone does know because they got a violation 3 times.
What? No, they didn't get a violation 3 times. They got 3 separate violations, and this was one of them. But again, that's my point. You don't know where these people came from. Why is the bar responsible? 100 feet from the establishment, that's pretty far.
Are you just assuming that some guy walking by on a cell phone, that was a problem? Are you just assuming that? Or the guy actually said, they're not coming out of my restaurant. If he said, these are not my customers, none of them are my customers, then I completely agree with you. But my guess is they ate there, they came outside, and they stood next to each other, and that's a problem.
But that's my point. You can't guess. This
I'm
can't be.
Asking you. You read the article.
It didn't specify where
these. You're just guessing that it's some guy walking by.
But that's my point. There shouldn't be guessing. Nobody is saying that these people came out of the bar. It was just these people were within 100 feet of your bar. That's part of your violation.
Everyone is saying they came out of the bar.
Nobody said that in this article. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that's probably what happened.
But if the State Liquor Authority shows up and sees 5 people in the parking lot, how do they know where these people came from?
Come on.
What?
If we're at the restaurant that Sam works at, and there's a handful of people, like 50 people standing in that parking lot, I'm pretty sure they just came out of that restaurant. But
again, that's different. No, that's not different because where your son works, that is part of a strip mall. There's other places, other establishments in that parking lot holds.
Good guess, because you're not telling me that they're saying they're from somewhere else. You're saying we don't know. So if we don't know, my guess is they came out of the restaurant.
But what gives you or the SLA the right to guess that and give a violation towards that? Why is, when you don't know where these people came from, it's, again, if it's a standalone building and there's people out there, I get it. But this place is in a strip mall. There's other establishments connected to it. Why is the bar responsible for the people in the parking lot? When there's other places that should be equally as responsible.
Because you're not telling me that the people are from somewhere else. So if I had a guess, I'd say that's where they came from.
All right, so, but again, but that's my point. It's a stupid rule to begin with. The parking lot shouldn't count.
It sounds like they were doing something that they shouldn't be doing in the first place. Like if they got 2 other violations, then there's people standing at the bar together. They shouldn't be doing that.
I'm not talking about that.
I am talking. I'm talking about that.
But you can't pair.
I'm talking about.
But
that.
you can't pair the 2 together. Well, you got that violation, so you should get this one too.
Yeah, because they got 2 other violations, so it sounds like they're not being safe. Like you come to Governors, no one's standing near each other.
Right.
Like the waiters have things on like not just masks, guards. They have gloves. Everyone's sitting very far apart. They have a comedian behind plexiglass, and not just like one screen. Like they walk into a box. Like I was thinking with the.
I like to walk into a box.
Yeah, you're not going to with that attitude.
What attitude?
The debate last night, it's just one plexiglass that was between them. They should have been curved off. Like Governors does every single freaking thing right. They wouldn't have gotten those 2 violations. So I'm not going to stick up for a place that probably has people standing at a bar together. Like, just if we would have like just stopped doing all this bullshit in February, we'd have our lives back.
So you're saying...
So I'm not going to stick up for a place with 3 violations. One, like, I don't know where those people outside standing in front of my restaurant came from. I'm not going to do it. They already got 2 violations. I'm sick of this. I want, like, our lives back. And places like that are probably the reason why the governor isn't letting places like Governors open that does everything right.
All right, but again, I'm not talking about... You can't take... So the guy got 2 violations, which I honestly... Yeah... I'm not debating whether he deserved those violations or not. But let's say for argument's sake he deserved these violations. You don't just, here's your 2 violations, and because you got those 2, I'm giving you a 3rd. You can't do that.
Well, that's my point.
But that's what you're saying.
No, what I'm saying is, I bet you they were their customers. That's what I'm saying. We don't know.
You don't know.
That's my guess. We don't know. Your guess is it isn't. Fine.
But you can't, and you can't give a violation and revoke the guy's license based on a guess, regardless of what the guess is.
I wasn't there. My guess is it was their customer.
And the state liquor, but that's what I asked you a minute ago. The state liquor authority pulls up to the place, sees 3 people in the parking lot.
Maybe they pulled up.
They're guessing that they're...
Yeah, maybe they didn't just pull up and whip out their tickets.
Oh.
Maybe they sat there for 2 hours and watched everyone come out of the place. You don't know. So I'm guessing they were their customers.
All right. Well, yeah, right. But that's the thing. They don't... The article doesn't specify how they found this out. But this guy, this bar owner, is denying it. He's saying this did not happen. He's claiming that they didn't even tell him that he was getting a capacity violation at the time. He found out days later. And he said, he goes, if they told me, I would have fought them on it because I was not in violation of capacity. This guy swears up and down that he was obeying that particular law. And I'm not just defending. I'm not defending this guy. I'm just saying it's a ridiculous violation to have when a bar, if it's in a strip mall. You know, they shouldn't be responsible for what goes on in the parking lot. When there's other establishments equally as responsible where these people could have been coming from. Regardless of the details about this particular place, I'm just saying in general, I think it's ridiculous. Like Governors, we're talking about Governors, they don't even own the parking lot here. They're in a big giant shopping center.
Elizabeth Batapete said the SLI guy was watching the bar for a while and saw what was going on.
Well, what's a while?
Who cares? He saw
minutes.
Maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours. Like that's a whole, that's a whole turnover of tables. They're coming out. They're standing there. Don't.
Well, all right. And one thing he did say in this article, which I do agree with. You're standing out there, you were drinking. What if they're there 15 minutes waiting for an Uber or a taxi? I mean, come on.
Well, when we get an Uber, we walk out of a place and we get out of the way because we don't even, not COVID times. You want to get out of the way of a restaurant and people coming and going. Get out of the way.
You're standing in the parking lot. I mean, how much more out of the way?
They're not waiting for an Uber. They're standing there with probably drinks in their hands.
I don't know about that. But I'm asking. I'm not talking about whether they have drinks in their hands. I'm actually asking. What if you leave an establishment? People are leaving. They're waiting for an Uber or a taxi, and they are out of the way because they went outside. They didn't stay inside, spreading things. And
I don't know what this means. Felix says bar owner was on double secret probation. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know what that means either. But if he's on probation, all right, that's a problem in itself.
Or maybe they asked him, where'd you come from? The guy said, Jones said, maybe they asked the guy and they said, I just came from the bar.
All right, but again, I'm not talking about that place in particular. I'm just saying it's a weird rule to have.
I guess, like, you're like, why can't we just not have violations? And I get that.
No, I didn't say that at all.
Like, my thing is, if someone's getting a bunch of violations, they're the ones that are keeping us closed. Like, they're the people that Cuomo's like, What do you mean open up governors who does everything perfect and right and safe and cares? Look at this Yahoo. I can't take the chance. Like, it's...
I agree with that 100%. But then on the other side of it, you have weird rules like that, which make it harder for these places to open up, which makes it easier for places to get violations, which then makes it harder for places like this to open up. I'm just talking about that one particular rule. I think that particular rule is unfair.
You don't know what the situation is, though.
But again, I'm not talking about that guy in particular. I'm just saying in general, that's a bad rule for anybody, for any club. I don't think it's fair. I don't agree with it. Again, you have a place like Governors that don't even own the parking lot. They don't have the ability. And again, it's harder on the particular club. Now, they're trying to monitor what's going on inside so they can obey these rules. Now they gotta keep an eye on the parking lot as well.
But my point is that Governors would. Like, Ozzy, who's like the security guard, would walk over and be like, come on, people, we have to be safe.
Everybody that's trying to obey the rules would. But it makes it a lot harder. You're trying within your establishment to follow these rules and to make sure everything's good. And you don't want to mess up a single thing because the SLA will get you. Mm-hmm. Now you have to worry about the parking lot too. And a lot of places, you mentioned Ozzy, but a lot of places may have to hire additional people to now monitor the parking lot. These establishments are hurting from being closed all these months. They're hurting because they have to, if they can open, they have to do 50% capacity. So that so they're already hurting financially. Now they got to possibly hire another guy to go monitor the parking lot.
The idea is to keep everyone safe, though. So figure out a way how to get it safe. Like, there's restaurants that I've worked at. Like, of course, like people that work there go around the building all the time. Like, it's just.
Yeah, but
managers do that all the time. I've circled restaurants I've worked at 1,000 times.
They go out there; it's part of their routine, but they're not out there constantly like they would have to be for this.
Well, if
you
they don't
need a
want
guy
to
to stay out there.
Outside, then as people leave, hope you had a great time. So happy to see you again. When you go out, please, exit and be safe.
Get out.
And don't stand next to each other. Have a great day.
Yeah, but that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about people standing next to each other. These people could be 10 feet apart. We're just talking about the amount of people. So if Governors, for example, is only allowed, 50 people, and then you have 8 people outside, so they allowed 50 people, you have 50 people inside the club. You now have 8 people outside that are all 10 feet away from each other. You're still breaking the rules because it's more than the allowed amount of people. That's my point. It's stuff like that makes it a ridiculous rule. We're not talking about 8 people that are like this. We're talking about just 8 people, no matter how far away they are from each other. And that's ridiculous.
I just don't think it happened that way. I just don't.
I'm not talking about that particular place. I'm saying in general. In general, you can't have more than 50 people in your establishment. You'll still get in trouble if you have 8 people out there, even though they're 10 feet apart from each other, because it's over the amount of people you're allowed to have.
Fine. I just want the virus to go away and have our lives back. I don't care what rules they have. I wish they would just take 2 weeks and everyone stay in their house for, 24/7. Get rid of this freaking thing. I don't care. I just want it done. Make all the rules you want. Let's just do it fast.
Well, that's my point, though. This rule makes it harder, and as far as I'm concerned.
You're going to take a screenshot of that when we go home. I'm always worried what my face is going to look like because it's going to end up on your wall the next day.
Yeah. Put your face on my wall. Keep everyone... What is that? What does he say?
Mark's sick of us. He's like, thank goodness, only 6 minutes to go. Is it really that late?
It is, 11:54.
Arguing with you takes up a lot of time.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not even arguing. I don't know why you're getting so worked up.
Why am I getting so worked up, you fucking ass?
All right, so...
Now I'm fucking worked out.
All right, so I guess we'll spend the last 5-10 minutes on the sad news that came out after our show on Tuesday.
The sad news.
The sad news. Isn't that what I said?
Eddie?
Yeah, Eddie. very sad news in the music world. Mark White, did you ever meet Edward Van Halen? And if so, tell us about it. Yeah, very sad news. It's it's weird. I was thinking about it because it's a weird thing. Anybody that really enjoys music or a television show or even sports nuts, they'll like you talk about, if you're talking about your sport, like remember how Eric used to get crazy when we talked about John Tavares? Like when John Tavares left the Islanders, Eric, remember for months, Eric would flip out just the mention of that guy's name.
Mm-hmm.
Like you get so attached to your team, to your band, to your TV show, and you almost feel like you know these people, like you start to know their personalities, and you know a little about their personal life, who they married to, how many kids they have, where they live, and
sure,
and you follow their career closely, and that was the case here, and I think for our generation in particular, I mean it was a very tough thing because that's when Van Halen came up in our generation.
Yeah, MTV, and
they were one of the first. I don't want to say heavy metal. They weren't heavy metal, but they were hard rock.
Plus, he married Valerie Bertinelli.
Right, so he was in the spotlight a lot, but he was probably the first hard rock band to get onto MTV, and they, and when MTV first started, they were just showing performance clips like from the 70s, from a concert or something. But Van Halen was the first hard rock band to really make videos tailored for MTV. And so they were just MTV darlings for a long time. So they were, very visible and very present in our generation.
Mark never met him.
Oh, damn it. I'd be mad about that. As far as Mark White.
You're so angry.
If I was Mark White, I'd have a list of musicians I want to meet and take advantage of my fame and fortune. And Eddie Van Halen would have been pretty high on that list.
What would you do? You just would you go to their concert and be like, hey, I want to meet you or something?
I would get in touch with my management and my record company and say, can you set up, VIP seats and a meetup after the show or before the show? That's what I would do. And I would then, I don't know, talk about guitars or something with Eddie Van Halen. Or I would say, man, that David Lee Roth, what a douche, huh? Maybe I'll do that.
Nice spandex.
Nice ashless chaps.
When he cut his hair, because you've been, watching Van Halen like nonstop for like the last few days. So, looking at David Lee Roth with a regular haircut, I didn't even recognize him.
Oh yeah.
Like I didn't even recognize him. I was like trying to look closely. I'm like, is it really?
Oh, yeah, he's had short hair for a long time actually. Now. Since the 90s actually. Yeah, so it's so you feel an attachment. You feel like these guys are a part, whether it's a team, a band, whatever it is, but they were a part of your growing up. And I still am a huge Van Halen fan. The music was just fantastic. It was, everybody knows, Eddie Van Halen was big for his guitar playing, and he was such an innovator with the guitar. But just the tunes themselves, just great guitar riffs and fun, groovy music, and and they were just both eras. Sam and Dave were just a great band all around. Michael Anthony was the backbone with his bass and his background vocals, and Alex.
Mark White would have been better.
Mark White, better?
Mm-hmm. On bass, yeah.
Mark is a fantastic bass player.
Mm-hmm.
But he can't sing like Michael Anthony.
Oh, does he sing?
Oh, Michael Anthony was the bass player, and I'm telling you, he was the foundation. Between Eddie's guitar playing and Michael Anthony's background vocals, it gave them a distinctive sound. David Lee Roth, even in his best days, was never a great singer. He was a good front man. He had a good, fun personality. He delivered the lyrics right.
So Anthony sings better than David Lee Roth?
Yes, absolutely.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
And then you bring in Sammy Hagar, who still is a fantastic singer, one of the best rock singers ever. And Michael Anthony just complimented that.
Yeah.
And that's why ever since both of them have been out of Van Halen, Sammy Hagar has kept Michael Anthony with him in every project he's been a part of, because Michael Anthony just enhances his sound.
Sorry to interrupt you
That's all right.
and go back to it. I just thought this was so funny when we were talking about like, oh, we're in our 50s. We're like, we can't even bear the thought of being president. You know, can imagine being, you know, as old as they are. And Andy Pelagiano said, I feel like I've been waiting to die since I turned 26. I just thought that was so funny.
I feel that that's very sad.
Oh, well, he was kidding.
I know. I was kidding too just now. So all our best to the Van Halen.
Lynn Riley said Sammy was better.
Oh, I'm a Van Hagar fan. I actually prefer the Sammy era.
The concert is so good with Sammy Hagar.
Oh, the concert we saw?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great show. Sammy's always a fun show, man. And so is Van Halen. I mean, I've seen him a crazy amount of times, and it was always it was always a party. It was always a party atmosphere. And I've been fortunate several times to have really good seats when I saw them. We 1995 we were there. It was me, my buddy Rob, and my buddy Paul and Joey and Todd, and we had third row center, and there were girls throwing their bras, and we were 25, you know, so this was like the greatest thing in the world, watching these girls throw their bras, and we were trying to find stuff to throw. I took my socks off. Sammy Hagar singing a slow number. Right, he's sitting on the front of the stage. He's 20 feet in front of me. I just nailed him with my socks. And even he laughed. He's in the middle of singing. Even he laughed. My buddy Joey Murphy, he didn't know what to throw. He grabbed $3 bills and threw them onto the stage. Alex Van Halen grabbed them and put them in his pocket.
That's funny.
But
Carol Miner said Anthony's background vocals were the stability of Van Halen.
There you go. Perfect. Just a great band. It was always just a party atmosphere, and it was never a bad, like, fights didn't break out. Like, it was always just a fun time, and I do think Sammy carries that with his shows.
Yeah.
But with Van Halen, it was just like, you didn't go there, you weren't moshing, you weren't, you know, there weren't fights. Everybody was there together having fun. It was always just a great time, you know. And of course, I've told my story a million times of when I met Eddie Van Halen. I won't bore you with that again, but it was still one of my favorite memories.
Andy Pelagiano said he always feels like the awkward silences are for him.
No,
Mark White said, this is funny. Where is it? Mark White said, I'm actually angry over the stupid argument you two just had.
It wasn't an argument.
Yeah.
Not everybody got mad.
You're such a dick. Now you're mad.
Well, that's my point. There was nothing to get mad about in the first place. We were just having a debate, or just a friendly discussion. It doesn't even involve us. What's there to get mad about?
I know.
So you just calm down. Awkward silence for Andy.
Mark White.
See that? Mark, she does it all the time. She just walks around the house. Mark White.
I just go, Mark White.
Mark White. I like to eat his White Castle ass.
Oh my God.
I'll ask her, what are you in the mood for tonight for dinner? White Castle. But I know what she means.
Who likes White Castle?
Oh, I do.
No.
I'm weird. I like my burgers plain. No ketchup, no lettuce, no nothing. Meat and bun, that's it.
It's onion all over it, isn't it?
Yeah, which is why I don't eat it.
Onion.
Yes, but I have scraped off the onions on White Castle burgers in the past.
They're like a little thin pancake.
Well, right. You get the whole box with like 20 of those, and they equal 2 burgers. All right.
Fender said, Van Halen started me in my musical path that changed my life, and if it wasn't for him and that band, I don't know if I would even be doing music or let alone be here today at all. Wow, that's really nice.
So, Andrew, you're a comic and a musician? And you play guitar?
He said Van Halen was discovered at a whiskey...
The Whiskey A Go-Go.
By Gene Simmons.
That's correct.
While they were currently under the name Mammoth Eddie. Actually started off playing drums and...
Mammoth, period. Eddie actually started playing drums.
Oh. Well, there's no period.
Thank God for that. It's bad enough as it is.
That ship has sailed 1,000 years ago. Alex started off playing guitar, and eventually they switched. Eddie got a paper route to afford his first guitar. Then the rest was history. Yeah, I was hearing about that today.
Yep, that's all correct. And Eddie still played drums. Like he can play a lot of different things. And his son too. His son supposedly is a whiz on a bunch of instruments and has a solo album coming out soon.
Well, should come out like this week. Make some money.
Yeah, right.
People are gonna be craving for it.
Yeah, fantastic band. A lot of great. And again, you look at, a sports team. Again, you associate a lot of great memories with, revolving when a sports team won or when this band came to town, all that kind of thing. So, yeah, and I'm a huge Van Halen fan. I have, all their albums. I have B-sides, soundtracks, unreleased stuff. Everything Eddie ever released. Everything that he's done sessions for Michael Jackson, as we all know. He was on Beat It. He's recorded with LL Cool J, Roger Waters, Patti Smythe. A ton of stuff. I have it all. Just unbelievable musician with great music. So that was sad, man. Very sad.
Very sad.
But one story that came out of it, because you try to get rid of all that stuff. We're just fans. We're just fans of the music. This was a guy. He left a son behind. He left his wife behind. So you feel bad. This guy had cancer like 20 years ago. He was in remission for at least 10 years, came back and really kicked his ass. They were going to go back on...
Did it start with his tongue or did it start in his lungs? Because I noticed, you were watching a documentary today and I noticed a cigarette in his hand. I'm like...
It started in his tongue originally. When he first got sick 20 years ago,
Okay,
it was in his tongue. They had to remove like half or 3/4 of this poor guy's tongue. But then the cancer did come back. They were very tight-lipped about what was going on. So I don't know if it returned in his tongue and then spread. It did spread to his lungs. I know that much.
Yeah.
So you take away the fame. You just feel bad. This is a guy who went through a bad cancer battle for a good 2 or 3 years. That led to his death. The original band, the Van Halen brothers, David Lee and Michael Anthony, were supposed to go reunite and hit the road last year in 2019, and they ended up not doing it because Eddie's health really started to get bad, and he was having a lot of ups and downs. But yeah, it just sucks. Cancer we all know that, right? Cancer sucks. One story that came out though, and again from a personal standpoint, it was nice to hear that him and Sammy Hagar had been in touch. They didn't talk for years. These guys were enemies, and just this year they reconnected. And they were keeping that a secret because they didn't want the press getting a hold of it. They didn't want all that hoopla. They just wanted to have their friendship back.
Nice.
And Sammy Hagar has been saying that for years. I'm not interested in getting back with the band. I just miss my friends.
Right.
So that was nice to hear that. It was nice to hear that they had that before Eddie passed. So.
Carol said, did you hear what Eddie said might have caused his mouth cancer? Yeah, the pick.
Yeah, he had these special metal picks that he felt picked up like electromagnetic waves from all the equipment, and he would, if he because Eddie was famous for the tapping style of playing on his guitar, so if he's playing with the pick, he would rest it on his tongue, and then do the finger step,
Yeah.
Shit.
Kind of like people put a pencil behind their ear. He would just keep the pick, in his mouth until he was ready to use it again.
I do find that
odd.
Happen. I do find that odd. You see a lot of guitar players. I don't know if you can see. All right, they're playing, right? What?
I'm just waiting for you to be like.
They're playing in front of their mic. They have a whole bunch of pick holders on their mic stand. So if you're playing, just throw the pick and grab do your. And then grab another one.
Because what are they like? $10 a box.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You're Eddie Van Halen for crying out loud. You can pay a guy to figure that out, or to put it on your guitar. You're tapping on your guitar, grab a pick out of the pocket or the shelf.
He was just he probably does that at home. He's probably really practicing, put it in his mouth, practice, take it out. He's not walking around with microphones at home. He was just, it was probably a
But that's what I'm
habit.
saying. It could have been. You could have put this on the guitar or something, or when you're practicing at home, you put it down on your leg or on your table or something. I don't know. It just.
Well, it's sad, but
I mean, I get it.
It's a habit.
Right, I get it. You don't expect that to happen, but still, it was. Yeah. So yeah, that's actually how he feels he got cancer. That was never, as far as I know, medically proven, but that's how he felt. He always defended the smoking.
He did smoke.
He was a big smoker.
Because Mark just said, didn't he smoke? Yeah, he smoked.
He was a big smoker.
He didn't. He got. Well, I guess you can get tongue cancer, throat cancer. I could see with smoking, but tongue cancer, it's usually like a cigar thing or.
Oh yeah. And he did. He had his, his abuse issues. So there's probably some abuse to his body. But then thankfully that too. Thankfully he kicked that for good after many attempts. He kicked it for good, 2006 or something. And that's when Van Halen came back and started touring again and stuff. But because they were out of the spotlight for a good 10 years because Eddie was such a mess. But so at least he reconnected with his friends. At least he was clean for the last 10, 15 years of his life. It sounded like he had, other than getting sick, things were going well. But he's a hard guy to replace. So I don't know if we'll ever see the band again, which is sad. Great music, and again, for me personally, and I think a lot of people out there associate a lot of their, a lot of good memories with Van Halen. So it was sad, very sad. So
Mark said, "What the hell are you two doofuses talking about?" On that note,
come on, Mark. You should. I'm sure you feel it. When certain musicians die. I mean, certainly there's musicians that inspired you, to pick up a bass in the first place. Or I'm sure you appreciated Van Halen. I don't know if it was your music or not, but I'm sure you, as a musician, you can appreciate what he did. I'm sure you. Well, Mark is a heartless man, so he probably doesn't feel it. Oh, that one's gone. All right, who's next? Yeah, that's Mark. He's a heartless. He's a heartless ass. He's a heartless White Castle heartless ass. All right, everybody, it's Thursday. We're out of here.
bye.
Hey, there's no limo talk tonight. No limo talk tonight. So Graz and the boys are off this week. Soul Space with Georgia is on at 6:30. And then Sallie and I are back here tomorrow at 11 a.m. Sallie and I are back here tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Everybody have a great day.